boys and girls, I wanted to get together with you to share the legend of the dogwood tree. Now, a legend is from the genre fiction, so like a tall tale or a fairy tale, it's not a true story, but it's been told through the generations and then finally written down so we can enjoy these stories always. And according to the legend, during the time in Israel when Jesus was sent to be crucified, there were trees in the forest like an oak or a walnut, and also a dogwood was a tall, straight, strong tree, and that's what was chosen to make his cross, a dogwood. And the legend says that the dogwood was so sorrowful to be part of the crucifixion that God took pity on the dogwood and made them forever to have curved branches and be a small bush-like tree and never grow tall and strong again. And also, when Jesus was put in the tomb, after 3 days, he rose again, and at that time, all the dogwoods bloomed for the first time ever. And they bloomed beautiful white and pink blooms to celebrate Jesus rising from the dead. So I want to show you what a dogwood bloom looks like. Now, here's my dogwood tree. And it is not blooming yet because it's not Easter. But here's a picture of a dogwood bloom. And the legend tells us that a dogwood bloom has the 4 petals, just like the cross. And on the end of each petal, you see almost like a nail mark with a little tinge of pink for the blood that Jesus shed. And dogwood blooms are either pink or white like this, maybe a little bit orange. And in the center of each dogwood bloom, you will find a little group, a cluster of berries, and they almost look like a crown of thorns. So the legend tells us that when the dogwood blooms around Easter, it's to remind us that Jesus was crucified on a dogwood tree, but that God made a promise that the dogwood tree could never be used again. And boys and girls, God has lots of promises for us. So the best way that we can hear those promises is to look to God's Word. The Bible stories that you hear and the lessons that Jesus tells us are all promises from God. So I want you to have a wonderful and safe, happy Easter. See you soon. Love you, Miss Krill.